We see you getting after your fitness goals. But what about those money goals? You can count on Credit Karma for a clear view of your finances and your progress, helping you see results so you can keep checking off those financial personal bests and find your way to money. Progress never felt so good. Download the Intuit Credit Karma app and start achieving your money goals today. Intuit Credit Karma. Karma you can count on.
Find yourself looking for a new job or change in career? Monster.com is here to help. We are not only here to bring you job postings, but also AI interview prep and salary tools, expert career advice, and top-notch resume services. We've got everything you need to land your perfect job fit. Discover the magic of finding the ideal job with Monster.com. Your future starts now. Visit Monster.com today. Your next job opportunity is just a click away.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to When Reality Hits.
How's everybody doing?
Today we have a special guest on, our castmate, best friend, and the person who's been on our podcast more than anybody else so far, Kristin DOUTE.
Hey, I've been on more than anyone. That's exciting.
3 times, I think.
Because I'm the most special.
Yes, I'm so excited. So
we got a lot to talk about. We got to get right into it.
Yeah, we have a lot to talk about. We are going to play the trailer because Jax has not even watched our super tease yet. So we're going to play it. And you're going to hear our reactions. And I'm excited because Jax never watches anything.
I don't watch it. Ew, why'd you say that? Did you really say that? I'd rather be on Vanderpump Rules. What you should have said is, I didn't sign up to be on Vanderpump Rules again. This wasn't the deal. That's what I feel like being on.
Oh, yeah. So we just finished the trailer. Jax, that was your first time seeing it, right? The super tease?
Yeah. As you guys know, nothing's changed. I still don't watch the show or the teaser. I like to be surprised, and obviously things are... Wow, that is an incredible teaser. I feel like people are going to get a lot more excited that they're seeing that teaser than any of the other teasers.
Oh, yeah. I've already gotten so many comments. Like, now that I saw this teaser, I'm definitely watching. Like, that was it was horrible for us.
It gave me so much anxiety.
Yes.
But that means it's great TV.
Yeah, like it's obviously going to be a really good show.
Wow.
And we brought it. For sure.
Let's make this very clear, this whole cheating thing. Let's clear this up that we talked about this. So Katie, wonderful Katie that we love dearly, saw a picture of me taking a picture with a promoter who, by the way, the person taking the picture was her boyfriend. It was in Atlantic City. We've all done jobs, me, Tom, we've done plenty of appearances with her. Her boyfriend is the one that took the picture. There was no cheating. But Katie just likes to stir the pot, doing what she does best.
Jax,
so the bottom line is Jax did not cheat on Brittany.
No.
I'm here to say it. That has nothing to do with what their separation is about, what their relationship woes are. I would be the first one to be screaming it from a freaking mountaintop. It is not true. And the blonde girl that was just like...
Yeah, who was that?
I think that was probably just like a hostess of a restaurant you guys went in or something. But they edit so good.
Those motherfucking editors. Those editors. I tell you what.
They're good at their job, bro.
Brittany, well, me, Brittany, and Kristin have been away from the cameras for a while, but I tell you what, that's just like these editors have not skipped a beat.
Well, you know what else I noticed? Is like, it almost looks like Michelle was sending you sexy photos.
I know. It did.
So many people were commenting like, hold on, was your friend sending Jack sexy photos? And I was like, no.
Oh, I didn't get that.
She's like one of my best friends.
I guess because I'm so biased,
because
I couldn't see it that way.
So like, but people who don't know, watching that, like, and she kind of smirks,
Yeah.
So it almost looks like that she was sending Jack
by the
sexy
way,
photos.
That was towards the end.
For me, what I really liked about the trailer is that, and I was on the phone with Jasmine today and Zach later, and I was like, oh my gosh, there's going to be so many things that a lot of us weren't around for. Like, you guys were with this group, or we were all together and these people weren't there. And we're going to watch this and go, holy.
Because you forget. Like,
that date night where I'm crying at Jack's in that black outfit with the black glasses, like that was just him and I. That
There's
whole
so many
scene.
things I didn't know about, even though like we lived the summer together. I'm like, wait, what's that?
Because we have to realize we don't always all film together. So, there's always other things going on. There's other conversations, and you're going to be like, oh my God, I forgot.
And that's also something I always talk about in reality TV is like, we have no idea what the other person is filming about, talking about. But when you watch it as a show, like, everything. So that as a viewer, they expect us to know everything. Well, like, I don't know everything that was said or everything that was done. You know what I mean? We find out when we watch the show.
So for me, though, I have a little bit of a different perspective because of all my years on Vanderpump Rules. Sometimes we would be like, what did you film yesterday? Or what did you do?
Yeah. And then
this
they find
is
out
different because y'all all had kids to go home to. Like, you have houses with babies and other shit going on that wasn't just like working at SUR and gossiping with each other.
Right. Yeah.
So that's why, for me, as a cast member on The Valley, it's so different because we didn't talk about what did you film yesterday.
And I actually
nobody got time for that right now.
And I actually like that better because there's nothing worse than somebody trying to like plan a scene with you. Like, I hate that. Like, what are we going to talk about in the scene? Like, no.
Tom Sandoval.
Yeah, seriously. I'm like, no. I don't want to talk about what we're going to talk about before we talk about it. Like, I just cannot do that. I'm stressed enough that I have to talk about this topic. Like, we're waiting until we get on camera.
Yep.
Like,
absolutely.
That's kind of how we do.
And it's authentic.
Yeah. So, Kristin, how did you feel overall about the trailer?
So, like I said, it gave me anxiety, which means it's good for TV. And it was not just like the footage, but it was like the music and the rushing through the scenes. And I'm going, oh my gosh, wait, what is happening? Holy crap. And what I really liked is that there's part of me that wishes this was the first teaser put out.
I know.
Me too.
But at the same time, I'm kind of glad it wasn't because at first, when I say comments, I mean just what I've read on social media, right? There was a lot of people, maybe like a 60-40 split, 40% of the people with the first look at our stuff when it first came out a few weeks ago that were like, this is a breath of fresh air. It's a little bit more lighthearted. They're not faking working at a restaurant. And then there was like 60% going, this looks boring as shit. Now this comes out today and immediately people were saying,
Wow.
Just kidding, I'm watching it.
Yeah, just kidding.
Yeah.
And also, I think they had to pivot a little bit because of everything that's going on in Jack's and our relationship.
I
And
agree.
some
And
other
that's
things
kind of why
that they'll
I
find out
think.
about.
Yeah, of course. But you know what I mean? Like, I feel like.
I honestly think because my publicist saw the episode, Lori saw the episode already, I think that they changed some things around and had that. There's a conversation that's going to be on the show tonight between Lala, Katie, Sheena, and. I think it's Ariana.
You're talking about Vanderpump Rules. He's not talking about the Valley. You got to make that clear.
Right. But I feel like the fact that they have to come and talk about me, that I'm not even on the show, should say something. Like, why did they bring this back up now all of a sudden? Which is a little suspect to me, which I think it's because of what's going on with us. So they're making it seem, I just want to make it very clear. They're having a conversation tonight that it did not happen. So I'm just get it out of your
Well, this episode will come out after it's already aired, so they're going to know what you're talking about.
Okay. Something I also want to touch on, and I've talked about this on my podcast before, and I know you guys have too, is like this whole idea from social media trolls that this is some PR stunt rather than
who would put their child through a PR stunt.
So what I want to make clear watching this this teaser is there's all that footage.
Yes.
There's all that footage.
I think it's kind of clear why we are where we are right now.
That's what I mean. Like, there's just proof that you and Brittany, Jax, like the two of you we're going through some things.
It was going on for a long time.
Ago.
And Michelle and Jesse, too.
And Michelle and Jesse. Yeah. So there's no PR stunt happening because they didn't just fabricate and gloriously make up all of this
6 months ago. We wrapped the actual filming 6 months ago. We did pick up cameras recently to kind of like do a little update.
This doesn't highlight me in any good way at all. Like, this doesn't make us look great by doing this. This is something that we had to do for Brittany for her mental health and just to say, you know what, I need to talk about it because I'm going to lose my mind. And I don't blame her.
Yep.
Yeah. You know you got to work on some things, and we'll keep it to that.
Yes.
Okay. What are you most excited about this season, Kristin?
I love that now I can say our OB is on it.
Yes.
So
the guy that you guys saw in the trailer, that's Dr. Rothbard, he delivered Cruise.
Yeah.
Dr. Rothbard's on there?
Oh, he was.
I didn't see him.
The trailer.
It went by fast.
Yeah, it was Dr. Rothbard. He's the best. He's absolute best.
It was my OB appointment, and he said at age 40, if you have 5 to 10 follicles, like, that's great. And I'm like, yes. But I just wanted to like touch on for everyone that I feel very happy that my friends who all gave birth in the same year,
we all have the same doctor.
A couple of you do. And I'm grateful that you guys all loved your experience with him. So then when I started planning my fertility journey that you'll see on the show, that he was available for me, because I'm like, if my friends trust him to deliver their babies, then that's what I want in LA. And I don't know doctors out there.
Yeah, exactly. And he's so easy to talk to and get along. Like, he's just absolutely incredible. Bedside manner is just amazing. Even whenever I was in the worst pain ever giving birth, like, he's just incredible. So you're most excited to show your like fertility journey.
Yeah, because it didn't, as everyone knows, post-filming, Luke and I did get pregnant. We had a loss. It didn't work out. We're going to be trying again. But it's going to be interesting even for me to watch, like, what that was like, because my brain is in such a different place.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Like, people don't realize it was filmed so long ago. Like, you've already, so much has changed for you, too. Like, you guys went through a full-on miscarriage. Yeah. And I know that was so hard on you. So,
how many months ago was that? Just so people know.
That was, like, end of November.
Okay, so that was a while ago.
And I'm proud of you for how, like, open and stuff that you talked about it, because you'll help a lot of women that have gone through the same thing. That's amazing.
Why
it's been helpful to me when sorry, Jax, real quick, but it's been helpful to me when women talk about it on social media. So I figured, like, how do I film this new show, The Valley, with my best friends from our last show, with new friends that the viewers don't know, and I'm putting my whole life out there, but then I'm not going to talk about that on my podcast or the show.
Exactly.
It's not fair to the viewers.
Exactly.
So, and
I think that's what's good about us. There's a core group of people, ex-Vanderpump people, that really do put everything out there. We don't pick and choose what we talk about. That's not what we signed up for. So what you see is what you get. And even if we look bad or not, you know, if we're helping somebody out, or maybe somebody's going through the same thing that we're going through, and we help somebody out, then great. And that's what these shows are all about, I think, at the end of the day.
People relating.
Because this is real life. This is true life. Yeah, real life.
Yeah.
So.
So at the end, you said you'd rather be on Vanderpump Rules.
I wish you would take that back.
Do you really feel that way now?
I do not feel that way now.
Did you mean to say I feel like I'm on Vanderpump Rules, and that's not what I signed up for?
I'm asking her about what she said.
Oh no,
Jax.
I know. And I'll tell you, I meant what I said in that moment.
Why would you want to be back on that show?
She was heated in that moment.
Yeah, okay. I was heated. I was frustrated. When you guys see the episode, you'll get why. I do this thing a lot over this season that you have not seen me do in Vanderpump Rules, where I try to take a minute and I try to walk away. Doesn't mean I'm ripping my mic off all the time.
All the time.
I may have had a few blunders like that.
How many times did you rip off your mic this season?
Twice.
Honestly.
Twice.
Honestly.
Okay. Twice. And you got me to put it back on one of those 2 times.
Okay. I do remember. I just didn't.
That particular moment when I said that I'd rather be on Vanderpump Rules, I meant it in the moment.
Yes.
Heated. But that was one of the times that I said I needed to step away from my friends or ex-friends, cast members. And some people didn't allow me to do so. They followed me. We were forced with a confrontation.
Continued fighting.
And I was like, oh, hell no. At this point, I was, at this point, I'm thinking, what is the worst case scenario for myself? Oh, I'd rather do that right now. No, I'd rather be on the Valley, 100%.
Yeah, it's going to be great. And, next season's going to be good too. I'm already looking forward to it.
So am I.
Okay, I do want to address one thing because I feel like on almost all season long, I'm going to have like a frown face.
I'm glad you're addressing
this. There is no context on the trailers of what is going on with my freaking mouth. So my mouth is back to normal now, thank God. But when was it? 3 weeks before we started filming, Jax? Was it? It was okay. So 3 weeks before we started filming, I had work done on my double chin. So he did a little bit of lipo under my double chin, and then he did this thing called Morpheus. Dr. Lakey and Dr. Payman did it, and it it's so that I don't get it. Okay, I'll just go ahead and say it. Double chins, we call it the turkey gobbler, runs in my family. So no matter what I was going through, no matter how much weight I lost, I still felt like I had something there. So I did it wasn't that invasive. It was, it was just under my chin, whatever. But my doctors thought that my face would be back to normal by the time that we started filming. So for a majority of the season, it's going to look like whenever I'm upset or something that I've got a frowny face like this. And in the beginning, it was so hilarious because I had to literally put my finger on my bottom lip so that I could speak, because my bottom lip would not move up and down.
This is true. It was so, even during serious conversations Brittany and I would have, she would be talking like this, and I'm like, this is so hard to take this
and when
seriously.
He says this, she basically between your chin and your lip, you have that little shallow spot, and Brittany had to place her finger there and move like a ventriloquist.
Yes, I was like,
sometimes she would drool.
My name is
there would be drool. Sometimes a little bit of drool would come out.
Drinking out of a straw or anything was so hard. Now I've got full mobility back in my face, but people were were like asking me if I had Bell palsy, or I can't think of how you pronounce it, after I delivered and stuff like that, like certain like or about my stroke supposedly that I had. I was getting all these questions about that, and I was like, oh my God, no. So I felt like I had to address it because
it was like, everyone give her a break. Remember, she had a mini stroke. And I'm like, oh, here we go.
Oh goodness. So I was just like, oh my gosh, I need to address that because I'm pretty sure the first episode they're going to document the surgery. I have like a head wrap on, all that stuff, but there's no context for what is going on in the trailer, and I just look like I'm like that frown emoji.
You look like the filter, the filter where you're like really sad.
No, especially whenever Jackson and I are fighting at that dinner, and I'm like, I can't have any emotions, and like it's like it literally looks.
I was like, no, girl, you have an emotion right now, written all over your face.
Literally, all I could do is like laugh at myself now, and like. If you're going to be on reality TV, do not do a procedure 3 weeks before you start filming. Like, we thought for sure it was going to be bad. I mean, every day I'm, like, massaging my jaw, like, oh, my gosh, oh, my gosh.
She had a head wrap on, too, for quite some time.
But I swear, remember, like, I couldn't smile or nothing. I mean, it was funny.
It was funny.
But I'm so open about everything I've ever done. I had a boob job on national TV.
Apparently that I made you get.
I know, I hate when people say that. And now I did this on the show. Like, they did film it. I don't know how much is going to be on it, but it
was
like
the first thing we filmed, actually.
Yeah, but it was like the most LA thing I've ever done, and
in Beverly Hills.
Yeah, I was just like cracking up. But I make such light of it, like. And I'm so glad I did it because it's never going to grow back, and I will not have the turkey gobbler whenever I turn 70 years old.
Exactly. It's for your confidence.
Yes.
People.
I mean, everybody do whatever you want to do with your own body. You know, I'm all about body positivity, and that means whatever it means to you. And I think I did not want that turkey gobbler anymore, so I'm body positive about that.
Hey.
But, I just had to explain that because... I don't know. I'm just getting so many comments. And of course, now it's back to normal.
So beautiful.
So, yeah, that's funny. But I make fun of myself the whole season, too, about it. I'm literally just like going on and on.
We have to be self-deprecating or we will not survive.
Exactly.
If you can't make fun of yourself, who can you make fun of?
Yeah, like we won't last in this reality TV world if we can't make fun of ourselves.
I know.
Well, okay, so thinking of that, like since we all have been in this for a long time now, you guys even longer than me, what advice would you tell yourself when you first started reality TV since you've learned so much about it now?
Oh, my God.
And I'm asking this to both of you,
Jesus, probably cut back on the drinking. And
yes, don't smoke cigarettes. Ever, but especially on camera.
Yeah.
And the drinking.
The truth always comes out.
Just be of sound mind when you want to say what you want to say. Even though you think a shot helps your anxiety, one shot might. 12, not so much.
That's another thing about filming. Like nobody, like I've been seeing in the press that you get forced. You know how like there's been all these things going on. Like I don't believe that at all. So we're not a part of that. I just mean like for myself, you get so nervous and have so much anxiety sometimes before you film that you want to drink to try to help that, and then it sometimes is worse for you.
Yeah.
In the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. I think we're so groomed into doing this. I feel like we kind of forget sometimes that the cameras are there after the first 5 minutes, and then we kind of get into it. But knowing ahead of time sometimes, especially if there's been an argument or some kind of thing, that's what's different about these shows. Like normal people would, if you get in an argument with somebody, you have a couple days to chill, right? We go right back in the next day. Not only that, they'll throw some alcohol at you. So you don't really have time to like decompress and be like, okay, I shouldn't have went crazy, because you're still in that crazy mind. And that's what they want. That's the only thing really that's different than real life, I think.
You have to confront everything no matter what.
We have to confront.
You know?
Yeah, there's no taking breaks.
Earlier than I initially did, because it's helped so much. Like I've learned to like compartmentalize and like name Patrice the period monster. That's not Kristin when she comes around. That's Patrice. I can't control Patrice. She wasn't invited. And then
Patrice cannot sit with us.
She cannot. It's like when Crazy Kristin shows back up on the Valley this season. I thought that bitch had been laid to rest. Like the crazy that I still have is like the investigative. I'll go after people that hurt my friends, my family, my boyfriend. But like when people just offend me in person, like I literally thought she was 6 feet under, that Crazy Kristin. And she came back and she was like, no, I'm going to sit with you. I'm going to sit with you at the Mondrian. I'm going to sit you with the Capri party. I'm going to sit with you all the places you don't want me to. And I was like, we didn't invite you, Crazy Kristin. out of here.
We did
She
not
makes
invite
great TV,
you.
though. She
Where's
does make good
my
TV.
wristband?
TV.
Like, where's the stamp on her hand? I didn't know you were invited here.
She makes great TV. But I swear, whenever Michelle was going off on you in the trailer and the way you were like just smirking at her, I was like, oh, that's the bitchiest thing ever.
I know.
You know that? She's
I like
I
that.
know.
I like that part of me. I've also learned it's way more powerful. Like when you do have the moments where you're like going to lose it and you want to scream at someone. Like screaming is so not effective. You just look like a loud asshole and no one can understand you anyway. So if you just keep your mouth shut and have a little smirk, or you say it in a really calm voice, like this, I can be like, Jack, you're a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Or I can be like, Jack, you're such an asshole.
Yeah.
And you just stare
That's more
at the other
hurtful.
person.
It is. Like, that bothers me more. I'd rather you scream at me than go.
Because that person looks like a fool who's
That's true. That's
but
so
it
true.
also looks like it doesn't bother you, and I want it to bother you.
And I exactly. And I flip flop between the yelling and reactive, and then have to like go home, pet my dog, sit with Luke, and Luke's like, "Dude, what happened?"
Could you imagine if they brought a therapist on set every time we filmed a scene?
No.
Like,
because then you have to talk about it all again.
Yeah.
I can't put myself through that torture.
I have a question.
What about you,
I have
Brittany?
a question. Wait, I have
I
a
want
quick
Brittany
question.
to answer. Okay.
Do you think the one thing that is they still don't do it, which I'm shocked they still don't do, but like after we film a scene, I'm just shocked that we don't have like a little area to go talk about what we did, like in the moment.
Like kind of like how Real World
does
was,
it.
or like a little confessional off
If
to
they're
the
feeling
side in
bad,
the moment.
if you're feeling
They call
really
it
heated,
OTF,
you go,
on
you know
the
what?
fly.
Instead of being like, I got to step away from the scene, I go to my confessional. Confessional is what they call it.
Yeah.
And you sit there
It's
and
an
you like
on-the-fly
digress.
interview.
Because I don't know if a lot of people know this. We do a lot of those interviews down the line. So a lot of those times you don't feel that way in the morning anymore, and you got to get back into that heated moment that you were in.
And you kind of forget. I mean, it's been
forget.
6 months and we're still doing interviews.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know, it's been a while. It's
Right.
been a hot minute.
And it's like you got to get back in that angry state. And
But
I
you
know
don't
how we
wanna
are.
be.
I don't want to be back there again. Like
Yeah.
usually when I'm heated, I'm over it like right after the scene, and I'm like, oh, it's whatever. Just getting back into that. I don't want to visit that person again because it's usually I look back and 9 times out of 9, I'm like, why did I fucking do
What
that?
is that person's name? Is that just Jax? Like you're
Oh,
Jason
God.
and
What
that's Jax? Or is there like how I have Patrice and I have crazy Kristen? I have like negative Nancy. We don't like her either. I have lots of people.
I don't want to self-diagnose because I've gotten. I don't know. There's definitely something wrong with my brain. I'm aware of that. I'm trying to figure that out.
Jacked up Jax.
Jacked up Jax. I don't know.
You don't want him to sit with us.
Yeah, he's not a good person, especially when I get backed into a corner.
Yeah.
And they're all coming at me, especially when like a lot of them are being hypocritical. Because let's be honest, everybody on the show has pretty much done everything. Okay,
Yeah.
We've all done the same thing. So anybody time they're yelling at you for something, they've done the same thing.
But you're the one who starts stuff all the time.
I don't start
so
it.
You can't be like, oh, I'm only like this whenever I'm backed into the corner, because actually you are the main issue a majority of the time.
Well, there wouldn't be Vanderpump Rules if I didn't.
Well, I'm just saying you can't say that you only do these things when you're backed in the corner, because that's not true.
Yeah, because
you do like to light
you
the
got to
match.
work on
I do.
yourself.
I poke the bear.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, you poke the bear, but you don't want your bear to be poked.
Exactly. Yes.
Because your bear.
You
That's
can
true.
you can dish it, but you
that's
can't
fair.
take it.
I can take it. I can just. I'm
I
just
don't
gonna. You're
know.
gonna.
I
You're
don't like to
full.
take it. I'll dish it, but I don't want to take it.
Nobody
I'll
wants to
admit
take it, but I'm gonna give you a little bit of extra. I'm not gonna just sit down and take
I'm gonna give you extra.
it. I'm not gonna sit there and like take
Yeah.
it. I'm gonna say something in return, whether I'm right or wrong. I feel like I gotta say something.
You hit it where it hurts, though. Like you will like dig in and like really make people feel bad about themselves.
That's the difference. Yeah.
I think I learned that from Lala
No,
and Sheena.
Lala didn't even join
No,
until
Sheena-
season 4. You've
Sheena-
been that
Sheena
way
would
since
never do
before
that.
you
And
started
Lala
filming.
does it too. Lala
Lala
does
does
that
it real
too.
bad.
Yeah, but you have been that way since before you even started filming a TV show.
Once again,
Yeah.
you're welcome.
Tequila Katie does it.
Gosh.
Tequila Katie likes to go for the jugular.
Yeah.
Jax does.
Yeah.
Lala does.
I say what people are thinking.
I just yell. I just yell and go.
But you are going to work on yourself.
I am working on myself. It's
and that
it's
is
definitely,
important.
I can't lie. It's tough at 44 going on 45 to change your ways after being a certain way for so long.
No, it's not.
No, it's not,
For
because
you,
I did it.
For you, it's
and
maybe.
I'm telling you,
for me, it's hard.
way
You
more
already
fun.
were already on a good path and changing already. You became a father and did like a bunch of really good work on yourself. And it's kind of like you're
Jax,
reverting a little
I
bit.
challenge you to look at it this way, especially because we're back on TV.
I love how you guys are giving me.
No, I'm just saying. I'm challenging.
Neither of you could give advice. To
I
anybody.
could give you advice all
I'm
day.
challenging you to look at it this way because this could work. I don't know, but because you're back on
Please
TV,
don't say you're challenging me.
And no, I'm saying you challenge yourself to look at it like, how much fucking fun it would be if you had control over your reactions
Yeah.
and nobody even saw it coming.
Exactly.
I need a
And
pill
that's
for
why
that.
when I did that, in moments when I did that this summer, I was like, oh, that was so good, Kristin. Good job. Pat me on the back. And then when I would snap, I would go home with my tail between my legs. And I'm like, Luke, I thought I was different. I don't know.
You feel bad, you know.
But I can't blame it on anybody.
I always feel bad after. I always feel bad after. No matter how many, not getting into a relationship, but no matter how many arguments I get in, usually you and I will argue, like we'll go after each other. And then 5 minutes later, I'm like, do you want to go get something to eat?
Yeah, but how long can I put up with that?
Yeah,
you know?
I agree. But like, we don't really let it sit, we kind of move on from it. But little did I know you were burying that. I didn't know that. But anyway.
Yeah.
It's all right. We can still grow and change for things. And, I believe that you can.
I believe I can too. It's just going to take maybe a pill.
A therapy session
I
or something.
take a couple of them and some therapy.
I thought maybe cannabis would help. It doesn't. I thought maybe
I had to stop smoking because it just started making me paranoid.
Yeah.
Even though it's legal here in California.
I get the munchies too.
Oh gosh, the munchies
for
are
no reason.
Yeah. The munchies are something serious.
Shoot. And I don't want celery. You know what I mean?
We want French fries. Okay, so if you guys have been following us on social media, you probably saw that we all just got back from Lexington, Kentucky. We were at the Comic-Con. It was the three of us plus Tom Schwartz. How did you love Kentucky, Kristin? You've been there a couple of times with me, of course.
I think, that was my 4th time. I'm always with you.
Yeah.
But that's my favorite part because I felt like even though it was work because it was Comic-Con, it was so much fun being with the three of you, especially having Schwartz along, being like the idiot comic relief that he always is.
Yeah.
He's so funny and doesn't, want drama or to talk about anything regarding work.
Which I love
which
so
is
much.
so fun.
Yeah.
But also it's like we got a little mini vacation to go be with your best friends and your family.
Yeah.
And my best friend drove down from Michigan, so she got to meet my best friend in LA's best friends from home. And that to me was just like, what a fun little trip.
Yeah. And Kentucky's so like cute and fun. Like everywhere we went.
It's like home. Like it's so chill and down to earth.
All my friends
It's our first
came.
Comic-Con. Really excited about it because I'm going to do more.
Yeah.
I'm super excited
we
about
definitely want to do more.
I had I was super excited to be invited to that. But I'm excited to do some big cities.
Yeah.
So Miami,
was our
Dallas,
first
Chicago.
one.
It was our first one. Yeah.
We didn't know what to expect. I mean, people are dressed up in costumes everywhere,
say,
walking each other like
can we
dogs
get into that
on
for a
leashes.
second?
Yeah.
Okay, so
What was I'll ask the question.
Okay.
What was the weirdest thing each of you saw on Comic-Con? Jax is going to go first at Comic-Con.
And of course,
He raised his hand.
and I was so mad. Like every I was in the elevator. I'm like, none of you guys were with me to see this. So there is this thing called, and I'm new to this thing called furries. So which is where people pretend to be animals.
Yeah.
So there was a bunch of girls in my elevator, and they all had leashes and muzzles on, and they were acting like animals.
Those aren't the furries. The furries actually wear the big, I would be dressed head to toe as a big
like
raccoon.
a mascot.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
I didn't see that. No.
They literally have sex in like mascot outfits, like Kristin said.
No. These were normal people.
So that's just a different kind of thing.
Furries, like they cut out where your D and all your holes
V's
are, and they wear like mascot costumes and they bang.
And they don't even know.
Did you see those there?
No.
I saw a couple looked like teddy bears and stuff, so I don't know if they were actual furries, but that's what furries is. So what you're talking about is just tell your story. It's a little
she was
different.
in the elevator, like scratching her feet and pretending to be full on. Like she was not coming out of character. Like she was in it. And we were in the lobby at the Hyatt Hotel. Going from level 4 to level 11. And the whole time I'm like, I mean, is she just joking? Is she going to come out of this? Just staying in it the whole time.
Staying in character.
And in my head, I'm like this, and I'm trying not to laugh.
Was she on her hands and knees?
Because, one of them was. The other one that's holding her leash wasn't. So she's scratching at her feet and all this. And I'm in my head, I'm like, I want to laugh. And I had so many things going through my head. I'm like, oh, I can't wait till my podcast.
Did you say anything to those people?
No, God, no. What am I going to say? First of all, you got to understand, we're a reality show. We were 100% out of our elements. Okay, we stood out like a sore thumb.
True.
This is Comic-Con. This is sci-fi, anime,
comic books,
and we're reality TV from Hollywood, California. It's just,
Bravo.
So I had no room to talk. I just kept my mouth shut. But what I was so mad about is there was no camera in that thing. I just couldn't wait to talk about it on my podcast. And none of you guys were there. In the elevator to see this because I know you would have cracked up.
Oh yeah, I think I would have had to ask a question or been like, so what are you guys doing this? Like, what is your
What
do you
is this
do?
like something you do on the weekends? Like if you work at a bank.
Here's an example about Brittany asking a question. We were waiting for an elevator as well, Brittany and my friend Amy and I, and this group, you go ahead, Brittany. What did you ask them? You said,
I don't even remember
you
what
said,
you're talking about.
Are you so-and-so from Cats, the musical?
Oh, yeah. I thought he was Mr. Misopheles from Cats, the magical cat.
And they all started laughing at us, like 6 of them, just cracking up at us. And I said, I thought you were like a spin on Alice in Wonderland because they were in like black and white with like different. Like,
were they laughing at you or with you?
They were laughing. They were laughing at the fact that we thought they were either from Cats the musical or Alice in Wonderland. Yeah. But they were not at all.
Okay, so it was something else.
And we still don't even know what they were.
Because it wasn't our world, like, those kinds of shows or comic books. But they all just looked at us like we were the idiots. And I'm like, but y'all are dressed like, I
know, right? And you got to look, and you're like,
but
again,
I like asking the question.
Yeah.
And they didn't think we were rude.
They weren't mean. No, they were just like joking.
Giggling.
Yeah, they were giggling with us.
It's like you were in their element.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like you have to be very kind and respectful, and be like, this is their world,
Brittany
and they're
wanted
enjoying
to put
it.
A costume.
Yeah, I was like, we should wear a costume tomorrow.
I want to know, I want to know the people that were on the leashes. Like, do they work at a bank? Do they work somewhere 9 to 5 during the week? And then when someone says, "Hey, what are you doing on Saturday?" I'm going to be walking my friend on a leash.
Totally.
Like,
what if they're like a kindergarten teacher?
Yeah, like Do you work at Home Depot?
Of a high school,
a high school principal, a pediatrician, and a bank teller walk into Lexington Comic-Con.
Right, dressed as furries.
Yeah.
I mean, to each his own. I have so many questions.
Yeah.
How does this start? Where did this come from? Is it now because it's more?
You should get someone from Comic-Con on your podcast.
I think you should.
I love it. Like, I think it's great. Express yourself. Do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
It was just our first time seeing it in person.
I've never seen it. Yeah.
I've seen it on like movies and things like that, but like seeing it in person's different because like all of a sudden like Batman will walk by and then a vampire will walk by and then
Turtles.
a kitten walk by and then a ninja.
The guy with the cage on his head. He had like a 3-foot tall cage
on
that was
his
around
head.
his head. And I'm like, this is so cool because we love Halloween. I love dressing up, but I'm also going, how the hell do you walk around with that all day long in this heat?
All day
with like this.
Was a little musty in there,
and there was 1 million people walking around,
busy.
so I can't even imagine.
Not only was it just the Comic-Con characters, but we were in a section where there was kind of like, I guess you can say, actors of the past, people of our generation, the 90s. We had Charmed, James Van Der Beek, which was Tom's. It's his idol. He loves James Van Der Beek so much. So listen to this. I don't ever call anybody. I don't like calling people. If you can get it through a text, that's the way to do it, right? I called Tom 3 times the night before. 3 times. Do not forget your Mox jersey from Varsity Blues. Do not forget it. Do not. I don't like Jax. I got it laid down on my bed. I got it. Sure enough, he forgot it. So I'm like, I was so mad at him when he got there. I'm like, okay, listen, you still got to go get an autograph. You got to go. James Van Der Beek is literally the booth next to us. You got to go. He said the autograph session went fine. I just don't think he was really as nice as he could have been. What? I wasn't happy. I just don't think he could have been a little nicer.
Tom?
No, James Van Der Beek wasn't nice to Tom. Tom was so excited to meet him.
Well, what do you mean he wasn't nice to him?
He was just
like this. He was just very
enthusiastic.
He was just very like, hey, we were the only ones. So first of all, they're tables, right? We were the only ones in front of our tables, engaging, taking hugs, pictures, haha. He was just very like you
never know what somebody's going through. I don't like ever saying that because like there's been times whenever I'm rushing through an airport and I can't like spend all that time talking to somebody like I normally would, and then I don't want them to think I'm mean or you know what I mean.
No, but you're there to take pictures. We're not at the airport. We're there to sit there to take pictures. It is your job.
Yeah, well, even people from other booths thought that we weren't even at our booth because we were up in the front of our table talking to people and like literally having full-on conversations, asking where they're from. Yeah. They were asking us questions. Yeah. We were being so friendly, and people kept telling us.
We really appreciate.
Yeah, we appreciate
it. They're spending lots of money to be there. Their cost of the parking, the food, the tickets to get in. Then you're charging for pictures. Like at least I can do is come up and give you a hug, shake your hand, say thank you so much for being here.
Well, a lot of people came and said we were the nicest booth there, and I was like, thank you. Like that meant a lot to me because,
girls,
especially being from Kentucky, like everybody actually thinking who are people from Kentucky are way nicer anyway. So
and you want to know bringing like your friends and your husband from. We live in LA, right? This Hollywood group on a TV show that you're on, and you want to be represented well.
Exactly,
we're not a bunch of Hollywood douchebags who think we're too cool for school.
Exactly.
I agree. I can totally.
People were so nice to us
if I were in Michigan, I would be like, I hope my friends, everyone
being
loves
nice.
Me.
Exactly.
Highlight of your trip, Priscilla Presley.
Yeah, we got to meet Priscilla Presley and took
So
selfies
cool.
with her. She was so nice. That was really cool.
And we met
Barbara-
Mekhi Phifer.
Mekhi Phifer might have been my favorite
Yeah,
part.
me too.
Barbara Eden.
I didn't ever get to see her.
She's from I Dream of Jeannie.
I know where she's from, but she's 92 still doing these
92
things.
still doing them.
Impressive.
Now, I don't know there's how many guys listen to this podcast, but I got to see Nitro, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Jake the Snake Roberts, Sergeant Slaughter. I know Brittany was happy to see some of the people from Charmed and the other show, Supernatural, that you watch.
Yep,
And we got to accidentally hang out with
my God, we had to tell that
Ice
story.
from Gladiators.
Ice
from
from American Gladiators. So, Kristin, tell the story of what happened to us on our... Let me just say, you can get very lost behind the scenes at Comic-Con because everything goes through these huge kitchens and everything looks exactly the same behind the scenes.
It's a convention hall.
Yeah, it's a convention hall. So, we don't know where to go.
Right.
So,
Mind you, we are talking about Ice from the American Gladiators from the 90s. Go ahead.
Yes. Lori is her name.
Yes.
But, so Amy, my friend Amy and I and Brittany, we're running around, we're lost, like Brittany's saying, and we find an elevator and we see Ice, and she has this big leather jacket, American Gladiators on. She is so buff. She's so good looking, short hair, feisty as shit.
Yes.
And
you can just tell you don't want to mess with her.
No, you do not with her. I was like, she needs to be on our team,
She's
on our
awesome.
side. So we end up getting into this cargo elevator. We're like, oh, wrong elevator. She's like, just get in. We're like, okay, we will. Like, you don't say no. We're just like, we'll follow you anywhere. I don't know what to do.
We're all looking for to get back to the floor from the green room.
Yes. And so we pull off on some floor area. There's a younger guy, probably in his 20s, like a convention worker with, his walkie-talkie, like a hall pass monitor type thing, parking like a meter.
Too much
maid.
power.
Yes. And she says, where is the celebrity floor? We're trying to get to that floor. And he's either not answering and saying, well, you don't have the credentials, essentially. And she's like, how old are you? How old are you? You're not going to tell me? Okay, fine. Okay, bye. Bye.
I think he said 30,
anyway.
and she goes, that's exactly why you don't know who I am. Do you think I would wear this jacket for no fucking reason? I was like,
So,
oh
mind
my
you,
God.
the jacket she was wearing, all the American Gladiators were wearing this very loud, obnoxious leather coat that said Ice American Gladiators on it. It was very loud.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
obviously she's wearing that because,
Because she's a celebrity, and this is what her fans want to see.
We just didn't have our lanyards with us.
Correct.
And
she is
but she was just a boss bitch.
She was like, come on, girls. Shuffling us back to the elevator.
And we were like ducklings, just walking behind her in a line, like whatever mama says goes.
Yeah.
Also, we live in the valley. Wait, you live in the valley too?
Yeah.
We should hang out sometime, Ice. I mean, Lori, ma'am, Miss Gladiator. I love her.
She's intimidating. Her arms are huge.
Yeah, we got to the elevator and I looked at her and I go, you are a boss bitch.
Yeah. She's
really
got
sweet.
she's got the body of that reality or that one show we watched. Was it Killer Sally? The body of that, but the face of Bridget Nielsen.
Yes. Absolutely.
She's prettier than Bridget Nielsen is now.
I thought Bridget Nielsen.
Yes.
No, Bridget Nielsen.
In her younger days.
Rocky IV.
Yeah.
Sorry, let's get it straight.
But that was a cool story because we were just running around the back of the convention center, lost as can be with Ice. And I kept calling her Ice Spice. Rapper.
And we loved Lance from Yo Gabba Gabba.
Oh, yeah, that was cool too. He came over and played with the kids, did a one-on-one. My niece was at the our booth, and one of my best friends, her son Nash, was there, and he came over and in his costume, in his orange costume from head to toe, and spun them around and played with them. I was like, that is so cool.
And for me, it was really cool that you guys got to have crews there and your family and all your friends on the guest list to be able to come and hang out at the booth with us.
That was my favorite thing because we were working every single day that we were in Kentucky, so it wasn't normally whenever I go home, I am going somewhere 24/7 because I have such a big family and I've got so many friends. So I just was able to put them all on our guest list, and they all came to our booth and supported us, my whole family, my brothers, my sister-in-laws. I mean, my mom was there. My dad was there. My dad loved it. He was talking to the whole
Signing
crowd.
autographs.
He was. My dad was eating it up.
He was eating it up. I think the highlight, too, was obviously our favorite place to eat, Jeff Ruby's. Shout out to them for cooking us up and making it such a wonderful meal for all of our friends.
We go there every time we're in town.
Every time, and it's just an amazing place, so we love that.
Yeah. We had so much fun.
Trip.
And Lex Live was so fun. We went to Lex Live. It was right across from our hotel, so we did bowling all night long with all of our friends. That was a fun night.
It's basically like a Dave & Buster's for the people that don't know what it is.
Yeah. So, Kristin, what was the craziest thing, costume or whatever, that you saw?
The cage head threw me off a lot, but then also
threw me off.
There was a really cool, like legit looking Batman guy, but then there was
yeah.
Movie quality.
Yeah, movie quality. But then there was another one that had like a paper mache head, like the size of my kitchen. And I'm like, how do you carry a Batman with a paper mache head, like almost like those little bobble dolls?
Oh,
you know?
yeah. I don't think I saw that guy.
And it was just like, how do you carry that thing on your head? Just anything with people with shit on their head.
Yeah.
And you walk around all day, and I'm wearing like my Spanx girdle thing under like just pants and a t-shirt. I'm sweating my tits off, and they're walking around in full costumes. It's just so impressive. Like,
the people watching was
the dedication. The dedication is awesome.
People just, I mean, they just pull out all the
stuff. There was one creepy guy though that I thought was creepy because he was wearing like what I guess you would see it in movies or maybe like the olden days where it's like all black and you can't see their face and then they have like a gas mask on their face. Yeah. That was scary.
Yeah.
Especially with all that goes on in the world. I was
because like, we were talking when we were getting ready going, do they have like security? Do they check bags?
Oh, no, because do you see some of the weapons that people were bringing in? Like some of the guys that were dressed up as like the Fortnite and everything. I mean, full axes. There's some guys with like full axes, and there was no security there. There was none.
I mean, I don't think they were real, but they looked very real.
Yeah. I don't know.
It was impressive.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, there's a little bit of everything for everybody. The people watching was amazing, and these vendors out there who grind all year long, go to Comic-Con for Comic-Con, selling what they sell. Really, really cool. Saw some really, really cool stuff.
And the fans were all so nice and so sweet and so cool. So we really appreciate you guys.
Yeah, we really appreciate it.
It was a really good time.
It was fun, and I'm glad that we got to do it, and I would definitely go back.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait for the next one.
All the workers, everybody was just amazing. Yeah. And, of course, I just love being home so much. Really fast, I want to ask you this, Kristin, because we talked about this on our podcast one day, and you weren't with us. You know how Jax went to Vegas for that power slam?
I knew it. I knew you were going to bring it up.
So he literally comes home, and I think I've told you this story, but I want to get your reaction on the podcast. He comes home from Power Slap, and he was like, you know who would be really good at this? Kristin DOUTE.
I think you would. I think you'd be really good at it. Do you see those girls on there? Yeah. They will kill you.
I was getting sent videos from when you were there from our friend lawyer. Joe was sending me videos of it. And here's the thing. I would be great at tortilla slapping.
Yeah.
What is that?
Tortilla slapping.
Where you smack someone with a tortilla. You have to put water in your mouth and you hold it in and then you take turns.
We need to do this at home.
We need to do it next season on the Valley.
Why can't we just do it when we go home today and video it? I need to try that.
I would love to hit you with a
I would just love it.
Look at this. See, this is the shit that I got to deal with. They all want to line up. Take a number.
There's a lot of people I want to hit with a tortilla. Brittany's just not one of them.
I feel like I'm up there, though.
You're at the top of my list right now for a tortilla.
There's a lot of people on the Valley I'd love to smack with a fucking tortilla. I'm not going carb-free whole wheat either. I'm going like maybe corn.
Full on corn.
Yeah.
Not even flour. It's got to be the corn.
Yeah, exactly.
That is hilarious.
Corn.
Like the burrito size.
Oh, shit.
Jax, do you have any questions for Kristin before I get into questions from fans that you wanted to ask?
Yes, my book is still available on Amazon.
Yes. Do you have anything you want to say?
Just that.
Your book's still available on Amazon. What about your merch?
Yeah, and James May is up and running and doing really well.
Yeah.
You have a lot of Valley stuff.
And we have a little Valley section now.
That's
so we have
awesome.
like a couple things that say the Valley, and because that's where we live.
What's going on with the wine?
Show. And Witches of WeHo Wine. I'm so excited. Katie and I are still doing that, and I'll be bringing some of that to our premiere party.
Wait a minute. You're involved with Katie with this?
Just Katie and I. Stassy's not
I was going to say, can we bring it in the bar? But then you said Katie. I'm like, no.
Oh, I'll still support, girl.
Thank you know
Brittany. That. Jax is on a little trip right now because he knows that that's going to be on the episode on Tuesday.
See how I'll convince him like this?
Yeah.
But then I don't have to use anything from the open bar tab. I'll just drink my own wine.
You're definitely bringing it, and we will support. I'll support both of you guys.
I definitely want to say that's kind of what Tom and I were talking about. We're like helping support each other's bars. Like I'm going to have some stuff at his bar. He's going to have some stuff at mine because if people don't get a chance to come to our bar or his bar, they can at least get some merch from his bar.
Absolutely.
And your podcast.
Yeah,
Kristin has a podcast.
Luke and I are getting ready to announce the new name next week.
Oh, you're going to change your name?
We are going to change our name.
Cool.
Sex, Love, and What Else Matters worked really well for a while, but it's so niche. It's really difficult to get certain guests on.
Yeah.
Which I didn't really think about at the beginning. You know, not everyone wants to talk about their love life and their sex life.
I get that. I never thought about that.
And we can only interview so many sex therapists. And so I need to talk about other things.
That's why I'm glad we picked When Reality Hits, because you can talk about anything with
You're
that.
welcome.
It's
that
just
was
Luke
my
and
idea.
I.
It was mine.
Reality Hits. That was mine.
It was mine.
Oh my gosh.
Whose was it for real?
Mine, Brittany.
I don't believe that for a second. When would you come up with that
I'll give you
idea?
Cruz's name, but I'm taking When Reality Hits.
I don't believe that. I'm the one who had to see if there was any other podcast. I think I've made it up. Did I make it up?
Are you gotta be
Just say
kidding
it
me?
definitively, Brittany. Just say, I made it up.
I made it up. I really don't remember. What? I really don't remember. I think it was me. I'm going to go find my text thread with our manager and see who actually said it, because I think it was me. We knew we wanted the word reality in it.
Yeah. And I thought When Reality Hits is kind of was because, we were no longer on Vanderpump anymore. We were like, all right, this is the real reality. We don't have a freaking job, and we're sitting here.
It's hitting hard.
Yeah.
Just like my tortilla slap.
We got a video of that at the house. That'll go viral.
That is funny. We should do that for sure. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to go on to a couple questions.
I have one question. Can I just get it out of the way real quick?
Ask it before.
This is, I think, somebody got back and dug deep into one of our old episodes of Jax and Brittany Taking Kentucky.
Oh, Lord.
And they were asking, they're like, Jax, do you ever go hunting with Brittany's family or brothers? Now, I did it one time on the show. I had a gun. I think I held a gun, but it was not loaded. Nothing against hunters, because I eat meat all the time. You do what you got to do. I just can't kill something.
I couldn't either.
I can kill
You've
bugs.
never hunted before?
No, that's not my thing.
But not.
No, I can fish when we throw it back.
Yeah, same.
But I cannot kill an animal. Can I kill bugs? Yes.
I don't think fish really have feelings, personally.
I still feel bad.
This is what I have.
Back. He killed a bee in front of me the other day, and I was like begging him not to kill it, and he still killed it.
Let me finish. Okay, a couple things about hunting. Unless you're a vegetarian, I don't think you should complain about hunters. You can't say you shouldn't kill something and then go eat a hamburger. I don't think that's okay. Also, hunting is not fun. Like, you can't eat snacks. You can't listen to music. You got to spray urine on yourself from another animal. You can't talk.
I just like that you can't eat snacks.
You can't eat snacks.
You can't crinkle a chip back.
No, you can't.
You'll scare all the deer away.
You can't talk to the person next to you because
the answer is no. You've never hunted.
Where I'm from, my brothers and stuff, like if they go hunting, it's because it's deer season, because it's so overpopulated that it kills all the crops.
And the coyotes are overpopulated.
And so it's like certain reasons, and they actually eat it and use the entire animal. But I would never be able to do it myself.
No, I
won't even eat it. I won't even eat it.
People wonder,
I just like to assume
how can I handle like Luke being such a hunter and all of that? But I've learned a lot in dating him. I don't want to see photos. I don't want to hear about
exactly.
kill and all of that.
No, I just want to assume it ends up on my bun.
But he's a conservationist, and he does it for a reason. He will never kill anything that he's not going to eat.
Exactly. That's exactly how my family
trophy
is.
hunting.
And they do everything themselves too, and save the meat forever and ever and ever. It's like,
so to answer your question, that is a hard no on the hunting.
That was such a random thought. I was like, the Kentucky show.
Somebody messaged me the other day. They dove deep in the archives of Jax and Brittany Taking Kentucky, and they saw the hunting episode. It was really funny. It was a funny episode because.
Funny.
Wait, I have a question, Jax, real quick. Are you still afraid of chickens?
He's afraid of everything.
Yeah, I'm afraid of everything. Yeah, I hate chickens.
Like, if we go to the farm, I have to handle the horses. One time, our horse, we were helping my mom, put the horses away, and our big horse, we have 5 minis, and then we have a regular horse. She got up in the top of the barn, and I'm talking, this barn is 100 years old. We were terrified that she was going to fall through the floors.
Yeah.
It was one of the scariest moments, because we had to get her back down into the stables, and it just happened so fast. And then here she is walking around on these boards that had already fallen through before.
I like to clean out the barn.
It was terrifying.
Cleaning out the barn. I used to do that all the time, but I don't want to mess with the animals. I'm not really into animals.
Yeah, he freaks out.
You don't vibe.
No, he freaks out.
Nothing against them. I just don't want to be around them.
You don't vibe with them. No.
My dad had frogs. He would he was freaking out, holding the frog up.
Not like a normal frog, like a frog that's the same size of a cat. These are I don't know, frogs.
I think it would be so funny to take Jack's noodling, where you put your arm in the hole in the water and catch a catfish. He would die.
I saw some really attractive girls doing this, college girls in sororities. That's what they do in Alabama.
Because in the South, that's normal. I grew up doing fishing and stuff and camping and doing all that stuff.
Should we make Luke take him to do that?
No.
That would be hilarious. That would be hilarious.
Oh my God, no.
Next season 2 of The Valley. That would be so good. Oh, one thing that we forgot to mention at Comic-Con really fast. They had a credit.
Oh my gosh, yes.
They had a credit from what's it called?
IMDB.
IMDB that said I was in a movie called God Bless the Broken Road. And they had it on my banner. It was part of my credit. So they had they had Vanderpump Rules, they had Jackson Brittany Take Kentucky, they had The Valley, and then they had God Bless the Broken Road. And it was just a photo of the movie on my huge banner. And I walked out to the booth and I was like, what is this?
Do you want to hear something, Britt?
And it was funny because we Googled to see like if somebody looked like me in the movie or whatever. And come to find out, there was an actor with the last name of Cartwright, but it was a male, and he was a African-American man, and his last name just happened to be Cartwright. So somehow I got the credit for that movie.
So I asked what they do with the banners.
Cracking up.
I asked what they did with our banners when they're done, and I know like Tom signed his, and someone took it. My best friend took mine back home. You damn better believe I took yours home, Brittany. I was like, fold God Bless the Broken Road banner up and put it in my suitcase.
That is hilarious.
And I'm going to hang it at our premiere party somewhere at Jax's bar. Surprise.
That was just so funny. And they just took the credits right off of that website. Yeah. And like nobody asked our manager or anything. Oh, I've got to. And props to the Cartwright in that movie because you put me on the board.
His name is Arthur Cartwright.
Arthur. We knew it was an A. We were thinking it was A. Arthur Cartwright. Shout out to you. Cartwright's Rule. Woo!
My movie was on there too that I totally forgot about.
Yeah.
They didn't have Sharknado on there though.
I know.
They didn't have Sharknado.
No.
This was the first movie, though, that I actually had, like, lines with Robert De Niro.
Yeah, and then and that movie only made $8.
John Malkovich was in it, Robert De Niro, Jax Taylor.
It had like all these it had all these amazing actors in it, and it literally made $8.
Well,
I saw it online that it made $8.
Randall deserves that.
Did Randall stream it twice?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
That's what anybody gets for working with that trash human being.
Yep.
By the way, still has not paid me the $75,000 that he owes me.
He's still the troll of the week every week.
Randall, Fofty's going to come after you. Jax wants his money by Monday.
Right.
Okay, couple quick questions before we go. Kristin, this is from AER512. What's the best part about not being a server or bartender anymore?
I think just like having more freedom to do what I love and what I'm passionate about, and realizing that at my age I can make more money doing those things.
True.
And obviously, okay, let's get all like weepy for a minute, but like having the platform to not have to do that job again. But I will say, when I did that job, damn, my legs looked good.
And my arms. Same, girl, same.
Yeah, running around and like shaking shots, and like my arms were so good then. I was like, damn it.
It was like a shake weight 24/7. Okay. B Goody 09. How is it living in the Valley versus living in West Hollywood? Are the people more friendly?
I love the Valley so much more.
Me too.
I get anxiety when I go to West Hollywood. The parking, the people, the tourists, the traffic. It's like apartment, business.
Yes.
And we cross over the hill and it's like
houses,
a neighborhood. People walking their dogs, riding a bicycle.
Agreed. And people, I think, are kinder too. Not that everybody's mean in Hollywood, but like
they're friendly.
From Kentucky, it's like you wave at everybody, you say hello to somebody if you're in the elevator, but like nobody does that in LA. I've noticed, and it's very strange. Okay. Okay, hold on. Let me see.
Can I say something really quick?
Yeah.
Just to let you guys know, the show is, we are going to be doing a viewing of the show at Jax's next week on Tuesday. We are having a premiere party. We are also going to be having our first St. Patrick's Day party. It's going to be a big one.
Yes.
So look out for that. And we got our sign today.
Yeah, we got our sign put up at like our actual sign because we didn't have a sign from the outside, so people couldn't really tell where to go in at. But now we have, but now we have a sign. But we're also having our premiere party. So we get to see on the 14th. So we'll have a red carpet and we all get to get dressed up and our friends are
see
coming.
The first episode.
We finally get to see the first episode on the 14th. I can't wait.
And if you live in LA, I better see you there next Tuesday.
Yes, March 19th. Don't forget to watch The Valley. That'll be our first episode. That'll be the first time you guys get to see it.
We'll all be there?
Tune in.
Yes. We'll all be there?
Okay,
so come and visit us. Hang out with us. We're going to have drink specials. We're going to have a good time. And
the one on the 14th is closed because it's for the production and for us and the networks and everything. It's good, but we're so excited.
Open to the public. Yes. Better see you guys there supporting.
It better be loaded. This is from Laura Bacharach _. If you guys could do a roast again, if you guys could do a Jax roast again, what would you say? So we had an episode, if you guys remember, on Vanderpump Rules where we did a birthday party where Jax was roasted.
Yeah, I need to work on my material.
I know,
for that.
same.
I can't just come up with something off the cuff because, I mean, I could, but I need to save it.
I would do so much better now because I was so nervous that first time.
Going to be 45. Last time we did it, it was his 40th birthday.
Maybe we should do another
one.
one.
Do a roast at 45.
We should do another roast. Okay, I'm going to think about this, Laura, and we're going to get back to that because that's a good one. That is a good one. Okay, one last question. This is from Life with Amber. What is Doty's biggest regret?
I mean, that's a whole other podcast.
No.
James Kennedy.
Oh, yeah. I can't believe you guys dated. Because whenever I met Kristin, she was not with Tom Sandoval or James Kennedy. So for me, it just seems like that never happened. So it's so crazy to think that you guys ever dated. Either one of them. To me.
When I look at Tom Sandoval, I'm like, wait, what?
I know. And that was a long time.
Yeah.
How long did you date Tom Sandoval?
Almost 6 years.
Whoa. How long did you date James?
Like a year plus.
But still, I just can't even imagine you with either one of them.
Yeah.
I'm still confused on the timelines with everything, but didn't kind of Ariana do the same exact thing that ish?
What?
Is it a little foggy?
Kristin wasn't really friends with Ariana.
I wasn't friends.
Okay,
yeah.
but was Tom canoodling? That's the word I'll use with Ariana while you guys were dating.
Yes.
Okay, so.
But why doesn't it affect me the same way?
Or Ariana, how come she can be upset about this when she was doing the same thing to you?
Because I'm allowing her to be upset about anything she wants to be upset about. And I feel like, and this isn't against you, Jax, because I've had to answer this question before, but I feel like if anything, I'm the one person who's allowed to like kind of say what I think is right and wrong. And Ariana and I worked past that so many years ago.
I'm not saying you didn't, but it still happened.
No, you're right.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And you guys, you and Tom, like, not that it was okay, but you guys were like at the end of your relationship, right?
So was Ariana and Tom.
No,
they
but
were at
Jax,
the end too.
you know, Tom and I within those almost.
Are you like trying to take up for Tom Sandoval right now? This is weird.
I'm talking about the fact that, and this is not against Ariana, but she got really crazy about all this. But technically, she kind of did the same
What happened
thing.
with Raquel was way worse because it was
my God.
It was behind their back for 6 months in their house.
And,
and she was best friends.
Tom and I both cheated on each other for many years.
Yeah.
And we were, as you know, because you lived with us, Jax, it was like a terrible relationship that should have ended.
Yeah.
What he did behind my back was not okay. And at the moment, during that time, and Ariana and I, obviously we're not friends, I did think she was the other woman, and I thought all these bad things about her. And then when I was able to work past it, no one can, quote unquote, steal your man. That man made a choice.
Yeah, exactly.
And at the same time, as much as I don't think it was cool what she did then a trillion years ago, he's the one that had loyalty to me, not her.
Exactly. It wasn't like your best friend who was with you 24/7 in your house.
I'm playing devil's advocate here.
I know.
I'm just asking.
I'm sure she gets asked that. Yeah.
No, but that's a good question because a lot of people do ask.
Okay.
But it doesn't affect me that way.
I'm sorry. I got to say one last thing. I'm sorry. I just so happened, I don't know why it was on my feed, but did you see that interview with Rachel and her face? And when she was talking about what was going on, she was just like, she didn't see the smiling in all her videos that she's doing on her podcast.
I put like not interested in anything. Anytime that Raquel pops up on my feed, I always hit not interested button on Instagram, and then it won't show up on my feed anymore.
Yeah.
That girl will do anything she can but not get a job. She literally will.
That's true.
I mean, come on.
That's funny. Okay, actually a funny, let's end it with like a happy one since we just talked about weird stuff. This is from Samantha Ray _ favorite cocktail. I love you girls. That's what she said. What's your favorite cocktail?
It really depends. Right now, I love a really good old fashioned, or I'm just going like vodka soda splash of something to make it not taste like vodka.
You know me. I'm a straight up tequila shot, chilled. Casamigos is my favorite with the orange wedge. But if I am being fancy, my favorite drink is a extra dirty Tito's martini with blue cheese olives.
That is my favorite steakhouse drink.
Jax, what's your favorite drink?
Rock on the Rocks.
All right.
Rocks, 3 limes hasn't changed in the 17 years I've known.
Nope.
Never.
Nope.
All right. Well, I love you, Kristin. Thank you so much for being on again.
Thanks for having me, guys.
That was a lot of fun.
All righty.
7 more days till the Valley.
Yes.
7 more
Make sure
days.
you tune into the Valley March 19th. We are so excited.
And we'll see you at Jackson Studio City if you live in LA.
That's right. Have a great week, guys.
All right. Love you. Thanks for listening to When Reality Hits with Jax and Brittany.